Hello students, so let's start the chapter 1 data handling using pandas first part. But before starting the Python pandas, we have to revise the class 11 Python basics. So students, let's start the Python's basic revision. So first of all, we will start the Python basics with the tokens. All of you are aware that any smallest individual unit in any programming language is known as token, and there 5 tokens are available in Python. First is keyword, identifiers, literals, operators, punctuators. So all these 5 comes in the category of the token. So let's discuss or revise one by one. So firstly we'll start with the keywords. So keywords, students, these are known as the reserve word of any programming language, and these words have the special meaning, and the compiler of any programming language known the special meaning of that keyword. So here these are available the keywords of the Python programming language, and after keywords we will discuss the identifier. So students, identifiers, Python identifier is a name used to identify a variable, function, class, module or other object. So students, just like our name is our identifier, if we anyone call out, then he or she will take our name. Okay, so then in the same manner the identifier is plays a very important role to identify the variable, function, class or any other objects in a programming language. So students, now the next is that Python is a case sensitive programming language. Case sensitive means uh, small and capital letters plays the different role, and it makes the difference. Okay, just like you can see here roll number, in capital you can see here we have written the R capital in the roll number, and here is the small letters in roll number. So these are the two different identifiers in Python, because Python is a case sensitive language. Students, there are some rules that we have to follow when we set any valid identifiers. Just like any identifier can be the combination of characters and numerics, but it can't start with the numerics. Always we have to start the identifier with the character, and there is no spaces allowed between the two words identifiers. If you want to make the space, then you have to use the underscore symbol, just like you can see here date underscore 2. If you want to make the space between the date and 2, then you have to use the underscore symbol in place of white space. And here you can see in the second and third example that file 123 is a valid identifier because it's a combination of both, but it is not started with the numerical, it is started with the character. In the same manner you can see here Z2TD, this is also the valid identifier example, students. And here you can see my book, here is two words in identifier, but there no space is allowed here. If you want to make the space between the my and book, then you have to use the underscore symbol, just like date underscore 2. So here identifier means the name of any function, class that is used to identify that specific objects in a programming language. After that, literals. So students, all of you are aware that what is literal? Any variable that has the fixed value, that's known as the literals. Literals may be of any data type, just like it may be of integer literal. If any variable can contain the fixed integer value, then it is known as the integer literal. Just like you can see here a is equals to 22, so a contains the fixed integer value, so is known as the numeric literal or integer literal. Here you can see that the name is a string literal, because here name and fname variable can contain the fixed value, so these are known as the string literals. In the same manner, if any variable can contain the fixed decimal value, then it's known as the float literals. After that, operators. So students, operator can be defined as a symbols, or we can say operators are symbol that is used to perform any specific operations on the operands. Here 7 types of operators are available in Python: arithmetic operator, relational operator, assignment operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, membership operators, identity operators. So here we will discuss some operators in detail, students. Just like we can see here the very first operator, that's arithmetic operator. So these operators are used to perform arithmetic operations like addition, multiplication, division, subtraction, etc. So you can see here the list of the operators, just like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. Here remainder, modulus operator that returns the remainder. Now next is the floor division, next is the exponent. So these are the arithmetic operators that is used to perform the arithmetic operations on the variables. Here we can see the example of the arithmetic operator, students. Just like here x equals to 5, y equals to 4, and we want to implement the all arithmetic operations on these two variable values. Just like if you want to apply the arithmetic operator here, x plus y, if you will write the x plus y equals to in single quotes, and it means it will show you as just like this as a message, and comma x plus y, it will show the value of the 5 plus 4 equals to 9. So here you can see the output of the addition arithmetic operator, and here we have implemented the subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, exponent. Okay, and this is the output of this program, students. You can see x is 5 and y is 4. If we implement the addition, then it will return 9 to us, and if we will implement the x minus y, then it will return 1 to us. If we will implement the multiplication, then 5 into 4, it will return 20. X divided by y, it will return 1. So now this is the remainder, so it will return the 1 remainder. Then floor division. Now after that, x exponent y, so it means x raised to power y, so means 5 raised to power 4, it will return us the 625 as an output. So that's the use of the arithmetic operator, students, that is used to implement the arithmetic operations on the variables. Now after that, we will see the another example of the arithmetic operators. Here, students, you can see that to calculate the EMI, here you can see that principal rate time is given here, and it is applied on that, and that's the output of the following program. So in the same manner, we can calculate the difficult to difficult, complex to complex calculation in the Python by using the arithmetic operators. Now after that, we will discuss the relational operators, that is known as the comparison operators also, and these operators are used to compare the values of variables. So here you can see that double equals to symbol, it is used to check the equality of the two variable. Now exclamatory and equals to, that's known as the not equal to operator, and this operator return true if a is not equals to the b. Okay, now the next is a greater than, so you can apply it here, a is greater than b, greater than or equals to, there's the symbol of the less than. Now less than equals to, so these are known as the comparison operator. Now we will see the example of the comparison operator, students. Just like you can see here, x and y are two variables. X contains 101 and y contains 121 itself. Now we want to implement the use of the comparison operator. Here you can see that print x is greater than y, So x is 101 and y is 121. So x is greater than y? No, it's false. So here the output of the first statement is the false. Now print x is less than y. Yes, true. Now the answer is the true. Now after that, x equals to y. No, false. X is not equals to y. Yes, true. Now after that, you can see less than equals to or greater than equals to result according to the calculation. So that's the use of the comparison operators. Now after that, we will see the assignment operators. So students, assignment operators is used to assign the value to any variable. If we want to assign a value to any variable, just like a equals to 2, so that's equal, single equals to symbol is known as the assignment operator. And if we will talk about the double equals to symbol, then that's known as the equality, that is used to check the equality of the two variables. Now here is the compound assignment operators are also plus equals to, divide equals to, multiply equals to. So these are used to check the accordingly that add two numbers and assign the result to left operand. So it means if you want to if you want to add the two numbers and you want to assign the result to the left operand, then we have to use this like a plus equals to b. It means a equals to a plus b, so the addition of the a plus b is assigned to the left side variable, that is the a. So that's the use of the assignment operator. So students, after that assignment operator, we will discuss the logical operators. Logical operators are used to perform logical operations on given two variables or values, and, or, and, not. These three comes in the category of the logical operators. So and returns true if both conditions. Here in logical operators, students, that these logical operators works on the two condition. One condition we have to mention before the and, just like you can see in the example, one condition you have to explain or you have to mention before the and one condition you have to mention after the and. Okay, so now if both condition returns the true, then and will return the true to us. And if we will use the or in place of the and, then if any one condition is true and one condition is false, any one condition can be true, then or returns always true to us. And not is the reverse of the condition, and it will take only single condition as an input. If we will give any condition with not, then not will reverse the output of the condition. If the condition is true, then the not will return the output of that statement is false, that condition is false. And if you will give the condition that's output is false, then not will make it the true. So we can say not reverse the condition, and not will take only single condition as an input. Thank you and have a nice day.